Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to today's webinar on pronunciation tips and tricks for your classroom. We have Rae and Sara today. Again, this is a repetition of Wednesday's webinar. If this is the first time that you are joining us in a webinar, please make sure that you close all the programs running on the internet in your computers so that you have the best experience possible. Remember that you can always send us messages, comments, questions via the chat box there in your screen on the right-hand side. Welcome, Rae and Sara. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks.
You can start your presentation in fact.
Okay, thank you. I'm Rae Roberts. I'm a senior English language fellow here in Lima, Peru. And this is my friend Sara.
Hi, everybody there. My name is Sara Mendez. I'm a Peruvian teacher. I work in Lima. I'm part from the Rising Stars group of teachers that travel to the U.S. To have a teacher training course, thanks to RELO Andean.
Okay, we're going to start and talk about pronunciation. So I want you to type in your chat box what words come to your mind when you hear the word pronunciation. Hi, Betty.
Hi, Lisa.
Nice to see friends here this morning.
Yeah. Betty. Okay. Phonetics.
Phonetics,
Okay.
sounds.
Sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What other words come to your mind?
There are many words that we can have in our minds.
Tongue, cheek, rhythm.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Stress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Spelling. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Accent.
Okay,
Intonation.
yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Great. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about why pronunciation is important. Even in very young children, they have been able to measure that babies and infants can distinguish sounds in their native language. So in your chat box, at what age do you think they're able to measure that? Is it 1 day, 1 month, or 1 year? They are able to measure if a child can recognize their own language base. 1 day,
Oh.
1 year.
1 day, Esther. Okay. 1 year.
1
Okay,
day,
we have
1 year.
different ideas. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Says 1 year. Santo Domingo, welcome, Santo Domingo here.
Well, let me tell you, there has been a recent study in which a group of Germans had 60 German babies in their first 30 hours after birth and did some tests with them concerning what they recorded their cries to see what the intonation of their cries are. And they compared that with 30 French babies in the first 30 hours of birth. And what they were able to show was that French babies, when they cry, tend to have upward intonation at the end of their cry. So it's, I don't know if I can do it. They have, on the website, they have the recording of the baby's cries, and it's very distinctive that it goes up, and that German babies cry downward at the end. So they were able to match those directly to their language bases. So I guess it's even in vitro, before the baby is born, that they're starting to pick up this music of the language.
As Esther says here, maybe before they were born.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes,
That's
I think
true.
so. So they're able to pick up that music very, very early on. And as we know, there's been other research that shows that children can learn a number of languages pretty easily in the first 10 years of their life. It gets a little harder after that, but that it's very, very easy for them to learn in those first 10 years. So we're going to watch a little video about how important is pronunciation. Let me tell you a little bit about this video first. It's in German. Don't worry about that. It's 2 men. There's a supervisor and a younger man, and what happens with the younger man when the supervisor leaves. Okay, Laura, can you play that for us?
Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Küstenwächters. Das Gerät. Überlebens... Das hier ist mein Sektor. Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Küstenwächters. Das Gerät. Überlebensradar.
Mayday, Mayday. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you... Over. We are sinking. We are sinking.
Hello? This is the German Coast Guard.
We are sinking. We're sinking.
What are you thinking about?
It's really important. I know that I've had, whoops, we've disappeared. There we go. I know that I've had issues since I've been here with taxi drivers in terms of numbers. And so my pronunciation, or their pronunciation and comprehension, was really important. And Sara is going to talk about numbers.
Yes. Before looking this live, there is a word here. There is a phrase here. Numbers are scary. Why? Maybe you say, why are we scary of numbers? Because this is the first thing we teach in the class, yes or no? But at the end, this is the last thing they do it better, and we don't know why. Why they have this problem? Maybe because we don't give them the real tools to discriminate the sounds. No? And one point here is that if you have a good pronunciation, you will have a good listening skills. And by the way, you will have good communication skills too. So in this case, we are going to talk about the stressing syllable. Okay? Can we move on to the next one? Okay. We have here the numbers, and there are some symbols there. I want you first to be relaxed, okay? And please move your fingers and try to feel your muscles, your cheek muscles. Can you do like this? Okay? Can you relax your muscles?
We're going to let Laura bring the camera bigger so they can see your muscles on your face.
Please. Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm going to move
That's
out
better.
so you can see.
That's better. Okay. You have your fingers, and you can feel your muscles. Okay. They must be relaxed to do this activity. Okay. And then you have. Let's try with the first number. Okay. Let's try with the first syllable. Third. Third. Third.
Is 13 the number you're working with?
Yeah.
Okay.
13. 13. Okay. Third. Third. Third.
Third.
Okay. Four.
Third.
Four. Four. Okay. Did you notice the movement of your cheek, of your muscles? It goes down or goes up?
Smile.
Yes, it's like a smile. Yeah. Okay. So you have there that your cheek, your muscle of your cheeks goes up. And then when you go to the second syllable, 13. 13. Once more. 13. 13. Yes, you got it? Okay.
So it goes up 2 times, right?
2 times.
13.
Yeah, that's great. You have you can notice that your muscles goes up twice. So you can teach this exercise to your students. They can recognize this movement. But on the other hand, we have the second number.
40. Right?
Yes, for example, with the same number, 30. 30. 30. Okay, let's do with this one. Okay, put your fingers again. You say third. goes up, T. 30, 30, 30.
So 30, right? 30.
Yeah.
Goes
So,
down, it's flat.
yeah.
So 30.
Yeah. That's the idea. Yes. 40, 40. One's up and one's down. So your students can notice that the difference too. You can practice this activity with your students. How can you do this? For example, you can put your students in pairs, and they can mime the number. They can. We can pass to the slide, please, Laura. Can we show them the slide?
She's coming back down.
Okay. Okay, it's there. Okay, this is a classroom tip. Okay, you have here a classroom tip. You can have your students work in pairs, and one student can mime but silently. Which number is it? Without saying the other person, and he must guess which number is it. Maybe they have, at the very beginning, they have the two numbers, for example, 14 and 40. And they have to discriminate which is
40.
one day. Yeah, they have to discriminate, or they can guess, according to the movement of their face, they can guess which number is it, if it is the correct or if it is the wrong number. Okay.
So Betty had asked about, what about number 3? Are you talking about 13, 15? 15, 15, and 50, 50. Or Betty, I wasn't sure, were you asking just about the number 3? But this works to distinguish between teens and T. Teens and T.
That's the idea.
13 and 30. 14 and 40. Yeah, teens and T.
Okay.
Great. We're going to continue on and talk about sort of the music of the language. We're going to talk about the sound of ED. So it's not the letters ED in the past, in third person past, but the sounds of ED. There are 3 different sounds of ED. So you'll have T, D, ID, and they all are ED. So it's really confusing for the students. As tree and three, Betty's. So that's a different, because we're talking about the TH sound versus the teen and the T sound. So T, D, and id. As I traveled around to the schools in Peru, and I visited a number of classrooms, the one pronunciation issue that I saw with a number of students was adding id to most of the past tenses, when in fact d is the least frequently occurring sound. T and d are much more frequently occurring. And let's take a look at those sounds. We're going to talk about voiced and voiceless. So you can see in the first line there, you've got sail and play. So how you can do this to determine the differences, put your hand on your throat like this or like this, either one, and you pronounce only the last sound, not the whole word, only the last sound. So, ooh. Ooh. And you can feel that vibration. You can feel that it's voiced. Ooh. Or you can say play, even though it's a Y, which is a consonant, it's actually a vowel sound. And as a rule, all vowel sounds are voiced. So let's look at cook. You can see there's nothing going on here. And let's look at wash. Shh, There's nothing going on there. So those have a T ending. Washed and played. And then below you have the ed. The eds are very easy for them to recognize which ones they are, because you don't even have to do this. You just have to look at it and know the spelling. If it ends in T or D, it's ed. So that one's really easy for them to remember. Okay, so you get to try. So we've got stay, which is voiced because it's a vowel, right?
Yeah.
Vowel sound. So I want you to tell me, is beg or cough? Which one of those is voiced? So which one is voiced? Is it beg or cough? So do this.
Beg.
G, or.
You have there some ideas.
Some ideas about covering your ears. Yeah.
Beg. Lisa says beg.
Okay. So let's take a look at the answer. So g is voiced. Remember, so GH, try not to look at the spelling. That's a F, that's an F sound. Cough. There's nothing going on here with so it's voiceless. Okay, so what endings go with these? What ending goes with the first one? What ending goes with beg? Is it t, or id? T, d, or id?
Okay, the first one says
d, beg,
voice.
Okay, good. What about number 3, want?
Want.
Someone already has answered that. Good for you, Rosemary.
Yeah.
Number 3 is id.
I got it.
Okay, so you're there.
Want.
So d, t, id. For your students. It makes it very easy for them to be able to decide.
Yeah.
So here's a classroom tip for you. Write 10 verbs on your blackboard or on your whiteboard. Have the students work in pairs or groups. And then have them take a sheet of paper. Make 3 columns on that sheet of paper. And at the top of the first column, write t. The second column, d. And the third column, d. And then, as groups, have them write which verb goes into that column. So they need to practice deciding if it's voiced or unvoiced. Here's a tip for a worksheet for it. Great.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Rosemary.
Rosemary says no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Great.
Thank you.
That's a good point. Okay.
Okay. Moving on to Sarah. More music.
More music for you. Okay. Talking about these 2 verbs, can or can't. Did you find difficult, for example, for them to understand? So, can you or can you sing?
I can't.
Okay. Okay. In this case, it's also the stress you put in each word. No? Maybe you can see in this slide. It says, I can sing. We can sing. He can sing. She can sing.
Oh, so it's like one word.
Yeah,
I can, we can, she can.
She can.
Yeah.
There's nothing, yes? I can, she can, we can. There's nothing that goes up. But what about in the second case? I can sing. You can sing. He can sing. What's the difference? Did you find the difference there? Yes, in this case, the difference is the stress. In the positive one, you don't have to stress. I can sing, he can sing. There's no stress. But in the second one, in the negative form, you have a stress. I can sing. He can sing. No, that's why we put here. We consider here a can, a pause, and when it is negative, you have to go up and then a pause again. So we can deduce that can is stress. So why don't we do with this like with our students? There is a classroom tip here. Okay? It says, tell the students to work in pairs. One student could write 2 things that he can do and 2 things that he can't do. So maybe the idea is that they can see each other previously because there's no joke.
It's a secret.
Nah, yeah, it will be a secret. So after they write their ideas, they can tell the other person. And the other person can write if it was positive or if it was negative, and they can discriminate the stress by the stress they are putting in their sentence.
Okay, great. And then check their answers, right? Make sure that
they
can just write
check.
can or can't in the 1 through 4.
Yeah.
And then try to see
if they have mistakes, they can do it again. They can do one more. And it will not take you more than 3 minutes in your class. You can do it.
Okay.
It's a good tip.
Okay, great. We want to go back to voiced and unvoiced. We gave you a little rest. We're going to go back to that now and talk about it as it relates to plurals and to ES, third person verbs. And we're waiting for the slide to change. There it goes. So we're talking about the 2 sounds of z and sh.
Like a snake.
Like a bee.
Like a bee.
Or hoping it's not kids sleeping in class.
Yeah.
But don't underestimate the power of a visual for them. So remember that students learn in many different ways. And so audio is one, visual is another. Using the bee and the snake will help them to remember. So it's both. I wouldn't teach these both at once as we're doing for you. But it's both nouns and verbs. And again, it's voiced and unvoiced. So if you look at the word chair and just do you can feel that.
The last in this case, the last letter, no?
And last sound.
Okay.
Not the letter.
Sound.
Last
okay,
sound.
The last sound.
And so on run, you can actually feel it here on M and N. Run. You can really feel the vibration. And remember, go ends in a vowel sound.
Yeah.
So those are always voiced. And let's look down below at cat. There's not anything happening here. And also the verb cook. So those are voiceless. So those are going to be an S. Cats, cooks. Whereas chair is going to be chair, runs, goes. Even though go is ES, right? It's not S, it's ES. So that's a little tricky for them, but they need just to remember. So which one of these is voiced? Write in your chat box. Is it 1 or 2? Which one is voiced?
Wait.
We've got 1 vote for boy. Boy.
Everybody says boy.
It's boy because, again, even though it has that Y, it's a vowel sound.
Yeah.
Oi. Oi.
Okay, that's
voiced.
That's what great.
Boys. Okay, very good.
Wait.
So this one is a little harder for them. because you've got the schwa again, which is that little upside down E. And in something that I read once, it said every vowel in its vowel life as a vowel, at some point every vowel will become a schwa. So in English, it's really hard because vowels keep changing how they sound. They keep putting on little masks. But the mask that they like to wear best is schwa, like in the word the. It's closest to the Okay, so we have these classifications. They're not too hard for them to learn, but once again, they need to know this is the least frequently used. Just like d is the least frequently used, z is the least frequently used. So S, SS, Z, classes, sizes. Can you see that there's an E there? But that E is silent, so it's a Z. It's the classes. And that's why that's a Z. And then you have sh and ch, washes, watches. And then you have the GE, like changes, judges. So it's not too many. The students can make posters, put them around the rooms, and that will really help them
distinguish them.
Yeah, that'll help them a lot. So we're going to see how you're going to do on these. We're going to give you a little quiz here.
Maybe one group can work with the first idea, then the other group, and then the three groups join and have just one.
Here's your final exam. Which one is one is Z? Oh, bye, Betty. Betty has classes right now. Which one is S?
Mercedes is there. It says
number
book.
3 is S. We have number 3.
Book.
Book.
Books.
Books.
Okay, everybody says number 3.
Okay. Let's see how you did on your final exam. So you have matches, cleans, and books. Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Matches.
Okay. So this is easy for you to teach to your students. So here's your class tip. Divide your class into 4 and make little cards. One has this B with a Z, one has the snake with a S, and one has Z on it. And in these groups, you can designate a student to do this, call out a verb or a noun, and in their group, they need to grab the right picture and hold it up. And you can see which group has the correct picture first. So it's fast thinking, and they need to work in groups to do it. And it's a nice, fun communicative game for them to do. Okay, back to Sarah.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try that activity. Okay, let's
stress.
Let's
talk about stress this morning.
Okay, stress. Sentence stress. Okay, sentence stress can change the meaning. This is the main idea here. I'll show you why. We have the first one, for example. It says sentence stress are key ideas. In this case, what you notice in those sentences? Some of them has in red color, yes? That's why you have to stress in that word. Let's try number 1. It says, he says he loved my sister. He says he loved my sister. Can you guess the meaning? Can you write on the chat box, please? What's the meaning of this word?
Yeah, each have a different
sister. Yeah.
I like that Esther says she likes the facial massage.
Yeah. Okay. Can you guess the
more important
meaning?
than the others?
Okay.
They have different meanings according to the stress.
Yeah,
good,
that's
Rosemary.
the idea. Yeah. That's the idea. So in this case, what do you think, Ray? The first one, what's the real meaning? He says he loved my sister. What's the meaning for you?
Well, for me, that would mean him and not somebody else. He says he
Okay.
loves my sister.
Okay. He is saying that word, not another person. So
I could
that's
be in the room and point to him and he says.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this case, maybe the meaning could change. Let's try the second one. It says, he says he loves my sister. Ah, yes, you have here. Zoraida says,
Yeah.
they say not other person. That's the
Mhm.
idea, no? In
Right.
the first one. In the second one, he says he loves my sister. He says he loves my sister. What do you think?
Rosemary says, I don't believe him.
Yeah, that's the idea. He says he loves my sister. I'm not sure. He says he loves my sister.
Maybe he does.
Maybe he does, or maybe he does. Okay, we don't know. We are not sure. So maybe, you see, the ideas are changing here. The meaning are changing too. A ver, let's see number 5. It says, he says he loves my sister. He says he loves sister. What does it mean?
My sister, not yours.
Yeah, that's the
Mercedes.
idea. That's the idea. It's my sister, it's not your sister. It's
Yeah.
my sister. So maybe that's why he stressed this word, my sister. So in this case, it's very useful if you teach your students to understand this, how it can change the meaning, how important is the stress in one paragraph. No, and you can practice this with your students too. You can put like this some sentence on the board, and they can distinguish. They can practice by each other, no, and guessing the meaning. What's the meaning in this sentence? What's the meaning in that sentence? So they can try it and they can see how is it changing. So.
Julia, if you don't have a sister, maybe he's going to love your mother. I don't know.
Oh my God! Why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Julio.
We keep forgetting to ask you if you have any questions, so we're going to take just a little pause here. We've covered a lot of material. Are there some questions that you have for us before we continue on? We're really bad. We're bad teachers this morning. We haven't asked them if they have any questions.
No questions?
No questions?
Can we pass, no? Questions?
Can we download your presentation? Yes, it's going to be placed on the RELO Andean website.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit, but a week or so, maybe. What about little kids? What's the question specifically about children? Children love these exercises, actually. And we're going to do a couple more that children really like.
Maybe it cannot be so difficult that this sentence. You can use short ideas too. Not so difficult like this.
Yes.
With little children.
How can we practice pronunciation with them? Meaning children? Children. Children love to jump and run. And so when you're practicing with really young children, using clapping, using tapping, using jumping up and down, or bending at the knees, just bending down, like photography, doing, just breaking down the syllables in a word with movement. They love movement a lot, or putting it into songs.
Yeah, it's a good idea because what the students learn and what the students act, it's more meaningful for them.
Thanks. Sorry we didn't ask earlier. Yeah. Maybe with pictures and mimics, yes. Good.
That's a good point.
Pictures are so powerful. Never underestimate the power of visuals, even with adults and music.
I think
they refuse to talk like Americans. Not sure. Act it out.
Pictures and
I tell you, adults enjoy enjoy music. and they enjoy these tapping exercises. We're going to do 2 more of these and show you. And I have used these with both university students and with adult students, and they enjoyed it a lot. They really enjoyed it a lot because it's not embarrassing for them to do. It's more embarrassing for adults to do individual
that's the point.
demonstrations.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Sarah, can you
Directly
tell me the
person.
difference between tree and tree? That's more embarrassing for an adult, not so much for a child. So doing these group activities where they can hear it or working in pairs is really great for adults.
Something more, Ray. If you have to work with them, at the very beginning, you have to try them to work by pairs, not by individually students. Even if they are adults, they feel embarrassed, as you say, and maybe they have to try by pairs, first by pairs, and their self-esteem goes up, and they can do it freely, then in groups, and then maybe in front of the class, but at the very beginning, try to do by pairs. It's a good idea.
Yeah, in the literature, in the research literature, they call that affective filter, which is a big word, but it really means being scared. It means being intimidated by the situation, and learning really has to take place in a comfortable environment where students feel comfortable to take a risk. And with adults, they're even, I think, less willing sometimes to take the risk than younger children are. We have something that I want to show you that can be used with even the smallest, even the first day of class, the first week of class.
I think in this case, everybody likes music. And also that we have to take in consideration that language is music too. English is music too. So it says, do you have rhythm? Do you have rhythm, dear teachers? Do you have rhythm?
I have a little bit.
Right?
I have a little bit.
Okay, but rhythm
I play the
is
piano.
important. Okay, that's a good point. Okay, but rhythm is important when you teach your students. In this case, rhythm means that you have to feel the words by music. You have to feel it. Okay?
Mercedes says all languages have rhythm, but they're different. English and Spanish and other languages, karaoke time, are what we call stress-timed languages, and not all languages are. Many Asian languages, for example, are not stress-timed. They don't stress syllables. They don't stress words in a sentence like we do. They use tones to indicate instead. So it's music, but it's a different kind of music than the stress-timed languages like English and Spanish is.
Yes, that's the idea. That's the key idea. In this case, for example, we see the jazz chants about Caroline Graham. What do you see here, for example? All the words are the same. All the paragraphs are the same. But what is different from them? The stressing, yes. Like the previous one, the stressing here is different in each one.
But just like the previous one, the sentences are all the same. It's all the same sentence. How are you? It's all the same sentence, just like the last one. He says he loves my sister.
Okay. For example, in this case, I have to say, Ray, hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Okay, you notice the difference? So the meaning is different from each of them. The meaning is different.
So you could use this in the first week, probably, when you're teaching students, because you do introductions at the very first, from the very beginning. You could start teaching them the music of the language.
Of course.
So I like this one a lot because it's something that they will actually say. Because I say this every day when I come into work.
Yeah.
Someone says, hi, how are you? And I answer, fine, how are you? And that's such a normal conversation for them to have. What about ER? I want to hear that just an example, which I'm not sure what I understand about ER. Esther, can you tell me what you mean by that? I don't understand the difference when I listen to different people. The schwa, as in
the ending
I'm still not sure, Esther, quite what you're asking. Are you talking about this one, or are you talking about it earlier, the earlier exercise?
Yes, the previous one. She's talking about the schwa. The previous one.
Or idda.
Idda.
Yeah, so it's idda instead of yeah. Okay, so
one person says here, I didn't understand the difference when I listen to different people. I do. So yes, that's the clue here, because we never pay attention on the intonation, on the pronunciation, and maybe we can have a different idea from the message.
Yeah, teacher. It is difficult, the schwa. To meant teacher, as versus teacher. Teacher.
No.
Esther, the difference in teacher and teacher. Look at watch my mouth. Teacher, teacher. So if you have a rubber band, you can teach them those long sounds. Teacher versus teacher, 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 teacher. You have to be careful with rubber bands with a group of kids. But they use it once, and even that will help them. When you're like photography. Let me move into the camera. Photography. Photography. It helps them to feel those long sounds and to feel the short long. And it's true. Hi, I'm going to move in. Hi, how are you? Fine, how are you? So you can use those rubber bands also to stress those.
To show them the difference.
Okay, let's go back to the slide. Thank you very much for putting up the full screen. We're going to show you, we have a little bit of time left. Are there any other questions about this one?
No, there are no.
Teacher, the difference between teacher and t-shirt. T-shirt.
Teacher. T-shirt.
That's very funny. I hadn't thought about that, because those really are, I can definitely see the difference. Teacher, t-shirt, shirt, yeah.
T-shirt.
Teacher, t-shirt. The shirt is much longer.
Yeah.
T-shirt. It's much longer down.
T-shirt. Teacher. Teacher. T-shirt. Sure.
I love that one. I'm going to use that in the future as an example. I loved it.
There's a question here?
Yeah.
Question? No.
No, it's the same one. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. Okay, let's look at one more where we use an example of clapping that's perhaps for somewhat more intermediate students could do this, the next one. This one that we've just done is really for lower level student or any students to help them practice this music also.
Yes. In this case, for example, we have some phrases that we can work with movement, with claps, with taps, and our students can do it the same. But the idea is here, are you good at directions? Are you good at directions?
I'm not bad. I'm not bad. Not too bad.
Okay, so maybe we can practice this. Have. Okay,
so maybe you can show us what you want.
Okay, this one, the first one that is in white. Okay, It says, I have a terrible sense of direction. I have a terrible sense of direction. I never know which way to go. This way or that way. This way or that way. I never know which way to go.
Ah, so the beats are all the same for the whole thing. It's
Yes.
the same musical rhythm is the same for the whole thing. You started your count with terrible?
Okay.
Is that where you started?
Yes, we started with terrible.
Can we try it?
Okay.
I have a terrible sense of direction. I never know which way to go. This way or that way. This way or that way. I never know which way to go.
Yeah, that's the idea. Your students have to discriminate here the sounds, the stress, and also the music of the language in this case. You can do it with short phrases, you can do it with long phrases, with rhythms. No, you can.
This one would be great fun to have the students stand up and bend their knees. I have a terrible sense of direction.
Of course.
They might really just, I never know which way to go. Or clapping.
Yes, by clapping too.
Let's do it once by clapping.
Okay.
I have a terrible sense of direction. I never know which way to go. This way or that way. This way or that way. I never know which way to go. Is the one on the other side the same? The one that says I do know, and that's in green over there? I have a wonderful sense of direction. Is that the same beat?
Which one?
This one, I have a wonderful sense of direction.
No.
Is that the same?
This is not the same. As you can see here, in this case, you have a good sense of direction.
Is the beat the same?
Yes, you can practice with the same beat.
Let's try it.
Let's try the second one. Okay.
So with the first beat, sound wonderful, right?
Okay. Can you join us there? I want to listen to
in your office, they will think you're crazy. They will come in and see what's happening.
Okay.
I have a wonderful sense of direction. I always know which way to go. Turn left, turn right. I always know which way to go. Someone turned our slide. Where did it go? She's fixing our slide for us. We're not sure why it changed. Maybe it's all the excitement here. The slide just got excited.
To make a review.
Do you have any questions we can answer you about this? Yeah, and the video.
There's a video about this stressing
being taught in a class.
Yeah,
students. Yeah.
You can apply this with anything, with any paragraph you want to teach with your students, and you can see this video too. It's in YouTube.
Okay. Any questions we can answer for you out there? Any other suggestions that you have? Things that you've tried?
There is another idea there. There's a video, yes?
Yeah, that's this video. I think we're putting it up.
Yeah.
Bye, Maria. She's off to class.
Maria is just coming. No, okay.
We have two.
Okay, I'm late. Okay.
So what kind of things have you tried in your classes that is a good what works tip that we can pass on to everyone else?
You know, we as teachers, we have many tips, many tricks to do in class, so we can share here.
Sometimes I also like to do a whole sentence by going, I put my teeth together.
Okay.
Hi, how are you? Fine.
Try
how are you? And because that really helps them to feel the vibration and to get it makes it more of a music. Hi, how are you? Fine. How are you? Because it really is almost like a song where they're laughing at us here in the office.
We as teachers, we are like crazy teachers. I think if you are not a crazy teacher, you have the tools in your hands: inspiration, innovation, and you can do whatever. If it works in your class, okay, let's try.